what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Studio Sessions. I'm your host, Scott LaRock, and today we feature an artist who has music in her blood. It's in her DNA. She's been taking Trinidad and Tobago, the Caribbean, and the world by storm. Naturally, though, because she's been immersed in music almost her entire life. Classically trained in several instruments, including her voice, guitar, piano, and that's just to name a few. She's also a prolific songwriter and composer. We're talking about none other than the young Trinidad and Tobago superstar, Nailah Blackman, this lady right here.
Who is Nailah outside the artist? Nailah is not really anybody outside of the artist, to be honest, because I feel like I'm always the artist. Obviously, there's sides of me that I have to be as an artist that I'm not necessarily as Nailah. So those sides would be not wanting to dress up, just wanting to stay in bed all day. I have an inside and an outside me. I'm not very much a people's person. I like to keep to myself. I'm very quiet. I don't even listen to music. When I'm home, I just have silence. I like silence. Unless I'm playing the guitar or I am making music, I don't like to hear music. I just want to be in dead silence in my room, chillaxing by myself. I'm really to myself. But beyond that, I love the ocean. I love being around water. So it's amazing that we're here right now. What is there to Nailah outside of the artist? Really, there's not much. There's really not much. I'm like always in artist mode. Other than not wanting to dress up, I think that's it. Why soca? It's a great question because I think that I always loved creating, and even though I did soca from a young age, I was never creating soca. And like I always look, like when I meet people who are Hispanic, like they have Hispanic parents and they're like, they don't speak Spanish. I look at them and I'm like, you guys are so dumb. Like you have two Spanish parents and you don't speak Spanish. I would love to speak Spanish. I would love to have somebody teach me that. So it was insane because I looked at that like me. You know, I am the granddaughter of the creator of soca music. My mother is a calypso queen and I'm not doing calypso or soca music. So how could that be right? You know, I'm just as dumb as they are. So I decided that I want to do soca music to carry on the legacy, to push the culture of Trinidad and Tobago and the entire Caribbean. So yeah, that's why soca. People always ask me this question. It's a very common question, but it never really gets old because it's not pressure. It's inspiration. It's encouragement. Because if I can't do it, then who else can? And anything is possible. So it's always like a reminder of why I have to be good. It's like if I thought that I was gonna suck, I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, yeah, you thought you was gonna suck? Oh, okay, cool. So it's really an inspiration. Yeah. Well, actually, that was my first ever released officially soca song. And my second release song in general. I only did one song before that, and it was in a vein of Caribbean pop. And that was really the song that started my career. And that came about because I came to my producer and manager, Anson Pro, and I told them, you know, I wanted to do soca music, which I came to many producers before and said the same thing. And they told me no, I shouldn't. They told me that it's gonna ruin me as an artist. So he was the first person that was like, yes, let's do it. And actually that day, I was telling him a story about a guy from Hawaii, and he was like, it's so funny, I just did an instrumental and I named it Hawaii. And he played me that instrumental, and that instrumental happened to be Workout, the instrumental. I started writing on it. And at that moment, there was another writer in the studio by the name of Zone, and he started singing on the song as well. And Anson got the bright idea that this should be a collaboration between me and another artist. We were thinking about what artists would fit this track, because that song, the idea kind of came like in minutes. It was like, if 20 minutes, that's a lot. Like we had a demo down really quickly, and I thought about Kes because I think Kes was one of those artists that I always admire because he really sings on his tracks, and so we sent the song to him, and he didn't get back to us, but just so happened a week later I was in another studio and he was there, and I was like, hey, I sent you a track, did you hear it? And he was like, no. I was like, okay, cool, what are you gonna hear now? I played it for him and he loved it, and well, there was work that had been done on it after, and it kind of, you know, rest is history. Yeah.
KTP, just for you, baby. Yeah. Hey.
This is like, when I first came out, I had this dance where people would call it the cat spraddle. It really was, it was that one where I was like, it didn't look like that. Jim money, not even to nobody, oh. Jim money, photocopy, oh, we never over. You send me over. Oh, you love. Pressure, love never sober. We dancing in soca, ride you like, and you know we end up going lower, until we end up on the ground, lower,
Until we end up on the give it to me that workout. Give it to me that love, girl. Give it to me that workout.
give it to me that love, give it to me that workout, give it to me that love, give it to me that, give it to me that love,
Give me the love thing,
baby,
the mother man them
shake
shaking.
it, oh,
Girl, I'm
oh,
gazing.
looking at you,
It's amazing. Chimbali.
now give it to nobody, oh,
Chimbali.
original,
Them careful to copy you.
we never over, you sending me loca, I want your love, you giving me pressure, love never sober, this is the part where like I was like,
And you know we end up going low, until we end up going low. Until we end up on the go. Give it to me that workout. Give it to me that love, girl. Give it to me that workout. Give it to me that love.
okay, so from the beginning, when I found out that I was nominated, we got an official email before the news was even released, and I lost my shit because I could not believe that I was nominated. Because first of all, like, who even gets that? Like, how does that even happen? So I was so like struck that I put my wallet on the top of the car. I jumped in the car and we drove off, and I could not find my wallet, and then I spent the next hour and a half searching up and down the streets, walking over the tracks. Like, when I had found out that I like missed it, like, it just, I was looking for it, and thank God I found it back in the police station, because I was thinking, oh my gosh, my credit card, my ID card, I'm gonna have to get this back, my driver's license. Like, I was freaking out. But beyond that, that was how excited I was, that I just completely didn't think about it. But going through, I felt like I had a lot of support from the Caribbean. Every single island, I felt like, put their foot forward for me. Even the French speaking islands, like, everybody came out and support me. All different soca artists from Bunjigal and Marshall Montano, everybody just showed their support, and I was so grateful. That was such an amazing experience to see people push so hard for me. It really showed me that we are passionate about our culture, because I didn't feel like it was for me. I really felt like it was for soca music, because it's the first time that a soca artist has ever been nominated for something like that. For the best new international act, soca is now international, and I feel like, you know, we really took our culture seriously, and I was proud of us, and I was proud of myself, but I was proud of us, you know. And then heading there, now that was exciting. It was actually Hollywood Carnival, same time. So it was nice performing for the main event for Hollywood Carnival. And same night I went to the welcome party, the welcoming party for BT. It was really cool meeting all the African artists. I met Davido, a lot of the actresses and actors, some people that I really love. So that was exciting. Um, and everything was very rushed because there was so much to do, so little time. We went to the radio room, which had over like 100 radio stations from all across the United States. I did a lot of interviews, so that was a lot of exposure. I mean, I met people that I didn't even think that I would ever meet. Um, and then walking the red carpet. Now that was a different experience. To be honest, I was extremely nervous because I know everybody was watching and everybody has something to say. Everybody has expectations, and it's not always easy to live up to them. I honestly don't want to even live up to anybody's expectations but my own and my family, because I mean, it's not that it doesn't matter, it's just that I feel like they're not there to understand what I'm going through, so the expectations may be unrealistic or sometimes just thought. So um I had a lot of pressure on me. I felt like I was very excited and I was very nervous and anxious. And going up on the stage, without a doubt in my heart, I felt like I was one of the winning contestants, because of how much support I had, regardless of actually receiving the award. I already knew that I had won based on the support that I was given. So um, I still say thank you to everybody that voted for me. You know what I mean? That was magical. And then I went on to meet T.I., Janelle Monáe. I sat right behind John Legend. I saw Nicki Minaj live in concert, Quavo. They sat right away from me. So it was surreal. Like, the seats that I got was insane. I was just in my glee the entire time. And the award show was like a concert. Like, it didn't even feel like an award show. And I was like meters away from people that I've only seen on TV, and that was mind blowing to me. And I felt like, one for soca, let's bring 10 more to go. You know what I mean? It just inspired me to work harder and to see that my dreams and what I hope to accomplish is not so far away. It's right there, and it's just a matter of just pushing it until it materializes. Yeah. I think it's extremely important because you always need a buffer. It's not very wise for an artist to represent themselves, especially young artists, as you say. But most importantly, I think it's important for the people on the outside to understand the importance of a manager, because the artist can understand that, but it's now for the people dealing with this artist to respect and honor the artist having a manager, because if the artist has a manager and people do what they want anyway, it defeats the purpose. So a manager is there for a reason, and I think that people should utilize it. And beyond that, before a young artist has a manager, I think they should have music and they should have something that needs to manage, because a lot of artists rush to have a manager, but they don't have music, they don't have the content, they don't have anything to work with, and they just want a manager to, I don't know, you should want it before you get to a point where you should want your musical career for you before somebody has to want it for you, I would say, you know, so it's two sides to the spectrum. I think it's very important, yeah. Well, that was really just by, I would say, chance. Well, it's not by chance. Nothing is by chance. But my manager and producer, Anson Pro, he has some contacts in New York, some friends. One of his friends put him on to the guy who is like head of the Afro department in Tidal, and we went in for a meeting with them, and the meeting was not supposed to result it like that, but the guy loved me so much and my music, and he really loved what we were doing, that he decided that he wanted to do an exclusive release. He said, whatever is your next song, whatever is your next release, let's do it, because he just really wanted to support, and he felt like I was one of those artists that just needs that platform to be heard, and we really appreciated it. And it was unheard of for any other Caribbean artist. Like no other Caribbean artist has ever gotten an exclusive release on Tidal. Other than Rihanna, but when I saw my song and my video up there, it was right next to Drake, and if you scroll to the side, it was the Carter, Beyonce, and Jay-Z's album. So the things that are on that main page is all like top tier artists, and the fact that I was there with them shows that I was just doing the right things, you know. So that was also a really, really amazing moment. Yeah. Well, I would say he is a crazy person. I think most Jamaicans are, based on working with him thus far, but he's a ball, like a big bubble of sunshine, like the happiest person you will ever meet. Like, if he's in the room, you will have a smile plastered on your face because he's just so happy. When I met Taurus, actually, I was just cutting some dot plates at Danger Mental in New York, and he came to do the same actually. Came into the studio, he met me, and he was like, oh, he wants to hear some of my songs. I had just released Dangerous Boy, so I played that song for him, and he was like, oh, soca artist doing reggae. He was like, this is amazing. And he just went in the booth and he started to record. It was just like that. It was like, we didn't even have a conversation. Like, it was so spur of the moment and amazing that you know, he just felt my vibe, and I felt his own too, because I mean, he's such a talented artist, and I've always been in love with his voice. So the fact that he wanted to be on my song, and I was like, this is the biggest honor that I could ever have, you know. So that track just came about like that. It just happened. And working with him has been such an amazing experience because he is so kind, so like just a kind heart, like sweet, you know, happy. That, the word for it is happy.
Color make space for us. Loving is dangerous.
Dangerous boy, can you supply with any man with my body? I never knew that you were shy, cause I seen you around it. You look so fine, by your kind of my guys, oi, by your waistline, front and you stand there behind, oh, dum da, cellular, be like dum dum dum, dum da, cellular, be like dum dum dum. One shot tonight, I'm in love with bad boys. I'll get you off my mind. Hey, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous boy, dangerous boy.
You say you're feeling adventurous. Whoa. You want it rough, you want it dangerous. Oh, in a Jamaica, that no strange to us. No, one touch will make you blush. My love how you're moving and love how you're talking for sure.
I want to thank my management. Yeah, they are dope and they work very, very hard. And we just keep on pushing, and we just keep on breaking barriers and doing things that everybody else is still trying to catch up. So I just have to say thank you for working so hard on my career. Yeah.
Dangerous Boy coming down from Nailah Blackman. Get familiar with her voice, get familiar with her vibe, and of course get familiar with her music. Available everywhere, Tidal, YouTube, all over the place. And of course keep it locked right here to Studio Sessions for more young artists doing big things. I'm your host, Scott LaRock. See you next time.
Easy go, I be
It's been honestly amazing to experience different cultures, and even more amazing to see places that you've only seen on TV or dreamed about. Coming into a new place is always refreshing for me as a creative because it just gives you a burst of like a new perspective, you know. And fan love has, you know, everywhere is different. It's just been a wonderful experience to be the person that's inside of the body saying, oh, that's actually happening, you know.